everybody, welcome back to Making Magic Tarot, where today we are doing a pick a card reading, another pick a card reading for this time your next relationship, what to expect, how it's going to come to be, really just depending on what the cards want to say, what comes out basically. We're using two different oracle decks for this reading. The energy oracle deck, which you can't see, it's under the angel answers deck, which is this pink and yellow one. And then on the top we have already pre-shuffled and picked. Everything per usual is flying out of the deck. Picked the tarot cards from the Mystic Mondays Tarot. And then if need be, I'll further clarify with more tarot. And we might use another small oracle depending. We'll just see how it goes. But I do recommend, as always, two different ways you can go about this, okay? You can either close your eyes and open them back up and trust that spirit is guiding you towards the one you look at first. That's how I do it, and I'll sometimes do it a second time, and it's the same exact pile. Or you can just, per usual, or how other channels would recommend, just trusting your intuition with your eyes closed or open, and yeah, just choosing which one you feel most guided and drawn to. So I'll give you a moment to do just that. Hi, pile number one. So this is the pile you chose. And so as I had mentioned in the intro, we did pre-shuffle for the oracle cards and the tarot. And we'll pull some more tarot most likely once again. We'll see what feels necessary. But we're beginning with action at the center of the reading. All right, so I do really feel like this is going to be a very action-filled connection. You might be sort of a power couple in the end, or you might find that both of you are very active when it comes to running around or when it comes to working out a lot, very health conscious potentially. We also have door to value and strategy. All right, so I do feel as if this is going to be a very a relationship, a connection where you both really put a lot of value on that connection. You could even find that for some of you, this person opens up a door or several doors for you career-wise, or even that there's just a lot to be thankful for in the sense that they treat you really well when it comes to materialistic gifts and just treating you well. For some of you, they'll even just gift you money at times just to make your life a little bit easier. Wow, you should be definitely thankful for that. But it's a connection where you're going to need to use a lot of strategy to figure out how to best move forward, how to sort of make the best out of the connection. We're going to move these up. You might find that they're very, very strategic in their moves and how they approach you, and even their wording, sometimes thinking a little bit too much when it comes to how to respond to your text, your phone calls, or just how to, speak with you in general, or how to deal with certain obstacles in the midst of the connection. But we also have a man holding a heart, so I really feel as if this could be your energy if you feel you're more the masculine energy and connections, but for the majority of you, I feel like this is the individual you are connecting with, that you're jumping into a relationship with eventually. And yeah, I see here that he may take a second to open up to you, but it's that type of person where once they get comfortable enough, they'll open up and show you their heart. They'll wear it on their sleeve, but not right off the bat. They more so want to kind of show you the flashier side of them or just what they've worked towards. But I do feel like you may not have to take an immense amount of action right off the bat. It feels like they'll do the moving towards you. Okay, so it feels like they'll probably be the one asking you out on the first date, or just maybe wanting to put the label on things. Either way, you will have to have an immense amount of patience with this relationship, whether it's simply just due to needing to have patience with this masculine individual opening up and kind of wearing their heart on their sleeve. Probably not the individual that wants to speak about their emotions per se right off the bat, which is totally okay. Everybody's different. It just needs a little bit of time to open up and express how they truly feel, or even maybe figure out how they truly feel. I do feel like both of you have a lot going on in your life when you meet each other, when you sort of decide to dive into this connection phase first. But it's like you may have to have patience due to a level of distance between the two of you at times, or feeling as if they're just mentally in another world at times when you're with them, just due to, again, having a lot going on, maybe just hard for them to separate work from their personal life. Okay, I mean, it just reminds us that this person is so committed to their career, to bringing in money, that security, if you will. And I feel like they're that type of person that wants to take care of somebody, right? I mean, roles can be reversed. You might be this individual as well. But again, I just feel like it reminds us that they will do anything to take care of you. Okay. But we also have forgiveness and perfect timing. Some of you, this might be somebody from the past where you have to forgive them, okay? Or you have to forgive yourself for um, not knowing how to deal with their personality type potentially, or for not having an immense amount of experience with certain obstacles that you do have to overcome with them, however that pertains to your particular situation. You might also find that you have to forgive them for not being an open book right off the bat, or for working a lot, or just having it on their mind so frequently. With perfect timing, it just feels like you will have to have an immense amount of patience, or just that balance and patience, all the meanwhile in this connection. But it's like perfect timing for the two of you to meet at the perfect points in your life, even if things don't feel perfect for you in the moment when you meet them, or when you sort of decide to jump into this relationship. The two of you are destined, drawn to each other for a reason. You could find that it's just when you need that monetary gain or help the most, they're there for you. You might find that you sort of run into them, and it's just perfect timing, and you guys are destined to connect in a lot of beautiful ways. But I also feel like it's a connection that's going to allow you to recover in a lot of ways, okay? As well, them, you might be one of those situations where, you know, they work a lot, you work a lot, and you come together, and it's a very relaxing, sort of recovering, let loose kind of situation. Or you just, I feel like a lot of the connection, a good amount of it, will be cuddling and relaxing and watching Netflix or movies in bed, or just, it doesn't mean you won't go out on dates and stuff like that. It just feels like the connection will, at the very least, be a nice balancing sort of situation in comparison, or just adding on to everything else you both have going on in your life. All right. But with the Hermit card in reverse, it's going to be a connection that just takes you out of that hermit mode if you're very used to spending time alone, or it just, they'll want you to sort of feel that comfort and remind you you aren't alone in this, game, or just path in life. I was going to say this game called life. Um, they won't view this relationship as a game in any way, shape, or form, but they'll remind you on so many levels, like, you deserve to recover from all you've been through. You deserve to not feel alone, to sort of be able to strategize with that other half being them, and to feel that comfort of having somebody to look to talk about what you're going through, or just to kind of figure things out with, right? I do feel like you guys will give birth to a lot of new things together, whether it's, purchasing a house down the line, or just, some of you might start a business together, or just, there's a lot of creating between the two of you, okay? Um, New ideas, you might bounce ideas off of each other, finding that it's that type of connection. They give you a sense of inspiration, and I just saw the Hermit card. It's like they want you to remember that you don't have to be alone moving forward, especially if that's, even if you do like your hermit mode, they'll respect the moments when you need to sort of be by your lonesome, right? Or just collect your thoughts. They'll allow and provide you that beautiful balance, right? I'm here for you when you need me. And hopefully, you'll be there for them as well. Wow, what else do we have? For a lovely pile one. This is a beautiful reading. Eight of Wands. So we're going to put this right over here, because I do feel like it may be a connection where it doesn't move super quick right off the bat, but it's like you will as well have to have patience when they can't text you or talk to you as much as you would like or desire or might be used to, given they do work a lot, or just again, have a lot of, they might even be just a social butterfly, right? Having a lot of friends and coworkers, I'm hearing, just a lot of people to deal with at times. And it might go from like a lot, minimal conversations or minimal texts coming in or phone calls, and then a lot. You know, you might find that a lot of people do pay attention to watch your relationship and how it's proceeding, feeling like you're kind of in the spotlight to that extent. You might be the one who would post updates on social media while they wouldn't. But all the meanwhile, I do feel like this is a connection where it's transforming your life for the better. But you just kind of have to take a fresh emotional stance on all of which, as look at this perfect placement as well. They're leading you towards more financial security and happiness, a more stable lifestyle, even if you feel like you already live a stable lifestyle to a certain extent, feeling like they're just going to want to charge towards a lot of success with you all the meanwhile. Wow, this is beautiful. Let's finish up by pulling a Kipper card. What do we have for pile one to wrap this up? Just do tread carefully when it comes to any overthinking. You might find that they are an overthinker as well, and that's one of the commonalities between the two of you. But just tread carefully with that. All right. Thoughts and wealthy man. Look at that. Yeah, tread carefully with your thoughts. He's a thinker, or they're a thinker, because remember, that masculine energy can be a woman as well. But we have wealthy man or female, let's just put it that way. Absolutely amazing. So get ready to meet your wealthy, successful individual. All right. So I hope this was truly helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I wish you nothing but the best in your next relationship, and I'll see you next time. Bye, pile number one. Hi, pile number two. This is the pile you chose. And so, as I had mentioned in the intro, I already picked the main part of the reading for you. All right. As you can see, 3 different decks, and then we'll pull some small everyday tarot as well as I'm thinking a Kipper card or two to finish it up. But we're beginning with the Temple Path at the center of your reading. Nice. It feels like this person is destined to, I just heard hop onto or maybe fall into your path. They might be a little clumsy, but I just feel like your paths are destined to sort of intertwine, to connect, right? It's like you will be put in a situation where you'll randomly meet them, or you just were meant to sort of, you might meet them through your work, or your work becomes a connection, part of the connection, one way, shape, or form. They'll very much support you with what you do for work or try to achieve. But we have adjacent possibilities in reverse. You're going to find this being one where you either have a few different options and it just stands out, or it's a time in your life where you feel like you don't have a lot of options, a lot of people to choose from when it comes to your next relationship or dating. And then there they are, and it's like, well, that was just meant to be. You know, I guess there is at times a beauty, a silver lining when it comes to, or not a silver lining, there's a beauty when it comes to having that one ideal choice, connection match, if you will, and not having to sort of choose from a million different people or several different, right? Makes things 10 times easier to say the least. But we also have trust. This is a connection where you are going to have an immense amount of trust for one another. There's going to be a huge focus on it. You might find that you or the other individual or both of you had this lack of trust in past relationships and connections, feeling like even potentially your upbringing or certain connections you saw around you in your life didn't help you sort of gain a level of trust for the people you date or people in general. But it's going to sort of surprise you how they gain this level of trust from you and vice versa. And I do feel like you'll allow each other to shine in a beautiful way. It's like you'll nourish each other's dreams and goals and bring out the best side of each other. Wow. And I as well see with this improving health card, a lot of you just gaining a new level of health with them, then wanting to sort of help you shine in that manner as well, pushing you to sort of get rid of old bad habits, or just you could find that you bring out the sort of healthier side of each other. Does that make sense? More emotional balance because of the ability to lean on each other, but also just you could find that they work out more than you do, and therefore you start working out and getting in shape and stuff like that, or in better shape, or vice versa. All right, roles can always be reversed, but I do feel like one of you does meditate a lot, and I feel like that'll sort of be seep into the other person's daily routine or weekly routine, and therefore improving health all the meanwhile. And you might find that one of you has sort of health concerns when jumping into the relationship, and then magically, it's like a miracle, just, put to rest, bad wording, the those health concerns just disappear from your life. And it's like you're just my good luck charm, I guess. Wow. We have Seven of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. This connection may stem from a level of work that you're putting in to a business or a career choice in general, but it just feels like this is reminding you to water this connection, to not sort of expect it to be super easy all the meanwhile, that it will be sort of, at times it'll feel very effortless and very abundant, to say the least, but it's a connection where you need to water it, like a plant that you don't want to sort of fall apart, right? But also don't sort of water it to the extent of stressing over it, right? Or just kind of, um, there's a warning not to sort of smother them, right? Because you wouldn't want that in return as well. It would become too much over time, even if one of you uh, liked it in the beginning. All right, but it's a relationship where you will just be glowing and finding that your cup is overflowing, and it's like I'm seeing two cups next to each other, and them both just overflowing together in a beautiful sort of synchronistic way. Wow. And you'll just find that this was just meant to be. They help you down your path while you help them down theirs. And it's just a connection where you don't feel like you have to force it. Doesn't mean it comes without that effort and sort of watering once again, trying to sort of help each other improve along the way. But it's one where you just feel like your paths once again crossed for a reason. Okay? Let's pull some small everyday tarot to further talk about this relationship, this connection. Justice. Wow. Yeah, you're going to get your level of justice within this connection. It'll feel like the past connections and relationships that did you dirty in the past don't hold anything over this person, or it just feels like you're getting your justice through this individual from, from connections that did you dirty, or just you couldn't trust in one way, shape, or form. They will bring this level of balance into your situation. Okay. And you'll find that all the meanwhile, they motivate you to just go after what you deserve. All right. And you motivate them as well. It's like you empower each other. Amazing. There's also a focus on your emotional side or their emotional side. One of you will feel as if you're more emotional than the other, and that's totally fine. It's like, as well, there's going to be a level of respect that comes to be in the connection when one of you, I feel like mainly you, will just not really be in the mood, right? Or you will feel as if they just remind you of the connections that just aren't right for you or weren't right for you in the past. They push you to do a lot of healthy reflecting. I just heard, but no overthinking in this situation. Okay, that's good. Some of you may not believe that, but you will be surprised. And I just feel like one of you has a very feisty side, um, all the meanwhile. And it's just one that doesn't sort of rub them the wrong way, right? Or the other individual. The Page of Swords, you will learn more and more about them, which will help you as well, and vice versa, which will help that trust grow and develop between the two of you, right? And then it's like this level of secrecy at times where you respect each other's wanting to keep things to yourself, understanding there's a reasoning to it, and when the time is right, you'll speak up and tell me, and just, we'll go back and forth and figure out how to proceed working as a team. Okay? But we have the Two of Cups here at the center. Absolutely amazing. A reminder that this is a connection that's destined, that was meant to sort of once again stumble or just hop into your path. Your paths aligning in a beautiful way where you just get each other. You just, it might even feel like when you first meet them or you go on the first couple of dates, like they just, it's almost like you've known each other for years, but you just haven't. Wow. Let's pull a Kipper card before we close this out. I actually want one more small everyday tarot. the High Priestess, this is a very spiritually connected and guided connection. Just keep that in mind as you move forward. They're going to charge in on their horse with a cup of love and just being like, excuse me, we were just meant to, do I know you? Or we're just meant to know each other. Wow. Seven of Pentacles again, reiterating the number 77 coming out, reiterating this is going to take a lot of work on both ends, but it's going to be so damn worth it as your lives just fall into place in a beautiful manner because of each other, entering the other person's life. Wow, interestingly put, as you will find yourself being very, very passionate due to all that takes place between the two of you. Love it. I just also heard talk about your feelings. Don't, just because of a lack of trust from the past, don't allow yourself to hold back from talking about those feelings or just how things actually affect you. You don't want to sort of head down this path with them and then, say like months or years later, you just regret not bringing something up when it would have been a lot easier towards the beginning of the connection. But with family romance, I see a lot of you spending a quality amount of time in like a living room or a family room, or you just might find yourself moving in together eventually with the house, buying a house together, or just settling down together in a lot of ways, just again realizing that this path was just drawing you in together. That was weird wording, but you get the point. And it feels like, once again, bad habits, bad health for some of you, and just a lack of trust, all just being put to rest through this connection in a beautiful way, allowing for you both to live a healthier lifestyle, and again, empowering each other as you move down this journey connected together. Wow. Love it. So I hope this was truly helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I will see you next time. Bye, pile number 2. Hi, pile number 3. This is the pile that you chose. And as I'd mentioned in the beginning of the reading in the intro, I pre-shuffled for the 2 oracle decks and the main tarot deck. And then we'll further clarify or just pull some extra messages from the small everyday tarot. And I've decided moving forward to definitely pull from the Kipper deck. But so we're beginning with Angel of Strength at the center of your reading. And I really feel as if this is a connection where you guys will strengthen each other. You'll find that it's just a very admirable, excuse me as I struggle, quality that you see within them, as well vice versa. Just a connection that reminds you you've been through a lot and you deserve a certain somebody to be there for you, to help you out in a lot of ways. Woman holding a heart as well. You can find that this person is the feminine in this situation are just very in touch with their feminine side, or it just puts you in this situation or in this moment where you're just willing to sort of offer them your heart, or just wearing your heart on your sleeve, being like, let's do this. We can be a team, But woman holding a coin, this could be a connection with 2 feminines, where just 2 people are very in touch with their feminine side. Regardless, remember, men out there, you can be masculine and very in touch with your feminine side. Anyways, but woman holding a coin, it feels like one of you is more emotional than the other, while the other one's very, very work focused. Or you could find that one's just, even though you're both in touch with your feminine side, one's more just still playing that feminine role, while the other is offering that financial support or just very focused on their career and finances once again. I do see the 2 of you eventually getting a pet together, regardless of whether you move in together or not. Interesting, as I'm drawn to that black cat. You might find that one of which has a very, very strong demeanor, very, maybe potentially overly serious demeanor, feeling like it's that individual. Okay? With big happy changes, it's a situation, a connection where big changes, happy ones, successful ones, take place because of you guys connecting and meeting each other, because you guys are in each other's lives. It's almost like you would expect certain successes and changes not to come to be if you guys didn't meet up for the first time and kind of move forward together in a lot of ways. Wow. I feel like one of you is more spiritually connected than the other, excuse me, most definitely could be you, but look for a sign. It feels like when you meet this person at first, or you're deciding whether or not to jump into a relationship with them, whether or not to put a label on things, you're pushed by spirit and the universe to look for a sign. You'll think back to this reading and you're like, damn, I just saw 11:11 on the clock when I was thinking about it. Or when they asked to put a label on things, or if I was when I was debating on asking them, right? Or you could just see um, little signs here and there. All right, I feel like it's a very connected relationship, a connection, and you're looking for a sign when you're wanting that yes, or looking to um, when you're wanting that yes in return from them, or looking to just debating on whether or not to say yes to them. Wow, bear with me. You might find that they just kind of take your breath away or make it hard to think at times because you're so wrapped up in their looks and their appearance and their strength. And at times, or you just might stress yourself out over whether or not this yes is going to come to be or should. All right. But it's like, you might find that this connection is one where you at times do need to wait, do have an immense amount of patience when it comes to that. You might find that the more emotional individual wants to wait, while the one who is sort of providing or wants to provide, very focused on money and career, wants to move forward all the meanwhile. All right, but it's like one of those situations where you'll just have to. This person will have to honor this one wanting to wait, or just wanting the right time. You know, it might feel like this person is just overthinking all the meanwhile, and it's totally acceptable. It's understandable all the meanwhile. But it just feels like, look at this. We again have the strength in the midst of your connection. Okay, you'll strengthen each other, and it just feels like one individual is going to need a little bit more time to figure things out. They'll come around eventually, all right, or you will. With the Knight of Swords, it feels like, bear with me, wrong placement. Putting it over here, it just feels like this individual is charging in very passionately, but also a little bit defensive all the meanwhile. I just heard sharp tongue, an individual who just isn't afraid to speak up or just defend themselves, what they've worked towards, you know, their goals, their dreams, but also will be one to defend you all the meanwhile. All right, don't expect it to just be a one-sided situation, but it just feels like this feels like, again, more like your energy, and then this is the individual you're meeting up with, connecting with, hopping into a relationship with, and you're very, very burnt out, just feeling like a wounded warrior, potentially due to your past dating situation, the past connections you've had, or just all the work and stress that you've had to deal with up until this point in life. You might just feel like you're overworked, but a level of abundance is going to flow in due to this connection. Where should I put this? Over here. Absolutely. It's just feeling like they want to gift you a lot of materialistic things, as well as sometimes just I'm seeing like chocolates and flowers, like that kind of connection, where they feel as if you deserve the attention, the rewards, the abundance, and all the meanwhile you just, even if you're holding back at first, they're going to sort of I heard smother you with love. Wow. I don't know if they, for some of you, it'll be one of those situations where they won't be totally okay with you wanting to wait, but then for some of you, they will be. That's going to vary from case to case. But with the Devil, it feels like this individual is going to overthink things, to say the least, or it just feels like you overwork yourself and don't have a ton of time to dedicate to this connection. And they understand that. So just, interesting, because I was just saying that this was, or I've been saying the whole time, this is the individual that was focused on career and money, and you might be as well, but just more so coming off as that sort of emotional, wear my heart in my sleeve kind of individual. And so that's why maybe holding back at times from jumping into a relationship right off the bat, where you may have done that in the past and it didn't work out. But I'm here to reassure you that this is, or to assure you in general, this isn't that kind of connection. It's going to fall into place in a beautiful way, as you will sort of give each other the space to work, to put in that hard work and effort, the blood, sweat, and tears, if you will, towards your dreams and goals, just making money. But you might even find you don't have to work as much when you move forward with them for whatever reason. Let's pull some small everyday tarot for this. Ten of Pentacles. This came out in pile number 1 as well. You might want to watch that one. A level of comfort, financial security in the connection. I was just thinking before, after I finished that last little rant, that they may be an individual that wants you to sort of be able to focus on your hobbies, your dreams, what makes you feel more fulfilled, than sort of slaving away at a job that doesn't fulfill you or make you happy all the meanwhile, or just to give you more time to spend with them. And look, remember we had Angel of Strength, and now we have the Strength card right in the center again, coming out. It might be 2 Leos, or they might be a Leo, or you both, I feel like, have Leo in your chart, but it's a connection where the possibilities are endless, to say the least. And at times, you feel as if it could be due to you, things are moving quite slowly, or it's just not a connection that moves at a rapid pace. But you're going to be reminded that it's a connection where sometimes the best things don't have to come so quickly, right? To work towards it at a healthy pace for both of you, a balanced way, to the point where it lasts down the line. An abundant connection, to say the least, with the Six of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups coming out. You just feel like in the center of you, there's just this immense amount of abundance and love swirling around. Wow. But it's like, all the meanwhile, you'll be reminded that both of you don't have to feel bad for doing what's right for you. All right. I really feel like some of you, going back to that cat, was that your reading? Yeah. Sorry, sometimes the piles do get meshed together in my mind, but I feel like there's potential to start a family with this individual. I'm seeing a cat or a dog or both, potentially someone to have kids with or to adopt. I mean, that's just a beautiful message right there in and of itself. All right, at times you might find that is a connection where you feel a bit trapped or restricted from being so connected with them, but it's just about giving each other that space that you need and desire at the end of the day. Let's pull a Kipper card before we wrap this up. What do we have for pile number 3? Great fortune. Nice. And so I feel like that's not only just coming from one, if not both of you, mainly this individual, but it just feels like great fortune, luck just kind of comes upon both of you in the connection due to how motivated and hardworking the two of you are, just how destined it's meant to be. When good things tend to happen, it feels like that's a connection you should continue to move forward with. All the meanwhile, there's a level of high honor and sudden wealth that comes to be because of this. So why would you not want to stick with this individual at the end of the day? They're going to gift you left and right to make you feel like you are on top of the world, to make you feel like you are their one and only. Wow, that's beautiful. Good for you. So I hope this reading was truly helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I wish you nothing but the best with this connection, and I'll see you next time. Bye, pile number 3. Hi, pile number 4. This is the pile you chose. And so, as I had mentioned in the intro in the beginning, I pre-shuffled and Spirit selected these cards here for you. I can right off the bat tell you this is going to be a very spiritually guided connection. At the center of your reading, we have Door to Spirit. All right. You could find that both of you are very spiritually connected previous to meeting each other, to connecting. But all the meanwhile, it's such an abundant connection in so many different ways, where luck is just on your side. You're meant to, with 2 3s here, you're meant to, or 3 3s, and I apologize. You're meant to connect in a lot of ways. I just feel like one gets a little bit nervous due to the other person's energy, but there's just a level of abundance that comes to be because you guys decided to move forward with each other. There's the potential to have the happiest life with this individual, them helping you heal, all the meanwhile you sort of giving that favor right back to them. You know what I mean? Gifting them that favor in the form of healing. Wow, I'm getting a little bit nervous, a little bit on edge, and it's just because you both kind of feel that this is meant to be. I feel a huge level of affection flowing in, heavier on one side, but then needed more so on the side that's receiving it. Does that make sense? All the meanwhile, I do see gifts and travel in the midst of this connection. The two of you traveling, whether it's one for work or both of you for work, or just for, I'm hearing leisure, for fun, to experience more cultures. You're meant to experience the world together. And all the meanwhile, that's a form of healing and a release for the two of you. I feel like some of you will experience situations where you'll travel. One will show certain areas to the other one to open their eyes to different places, feeling more traveled, more worldly than the other one. And that's totally fine. But I feel like you'll be surprised, or the other person, the more worldly one, will be surprised when the other individual shows them or opens their eyes to other new experiences around the world. Wow, there's a lot about traveling. And I just feel like there's just a level of financial comfort in the midst of this connection as well. But it's like one of you is more connected to spirit than the other. Okay. Um, I do feel as if this individual who's moving into the connection less spiritually connected will see that connection to spirit become enhanced as you guys move forward uh, down this path together. Wow. And interesting, I put this here, the rest and rejuvenation card, which is aligned with the door to personal healing and happiness. And I feel like you guys will live this relaxed but hard working life together. And you'll find this lovely balance together, right? And you'll be sort of, this level of trust will develop between the two of you over time. May not be there right off the bat due to your past or both of your pasts, but it feels like over time you'll develop this beautiful connection and level of trust when one needs to sort of go off on their own and do something, or just, when one goes out with their friends, whatever the case may be. Do you know what I mean? It just feels like you will sort of honor each other in a lot of ways and trust that you'll have each other's backs and not sort of do the other one wrong. Wow, you might feel as I feel like one, if not both of you, have had people in the past who have cheated on you or just did you wrong in ways that people's jaws would drop. It's like nobody should be treated that way. And it feels like one of which in this connection, like mainly the other individual, um, either way, it feels like somebody in this connection wants to show the other individual what it's meant to be, how they're meant to be loved, to be treated, to be spoken to be, that they deserve to feel abundant all the meanwhile. And it's like you will find this level of attachment within the connection in a lot of ways. One, it feels like an attachment to your careers, your work, whatever you move towards, but it's like you're very attached to each other in a lot of ways. One a little bit more than the other, but it'll all sort of balance out down the line. It feels like one just needs more time to sort of put both feet in, or to sort of dive into this connection, while the other one's more so ready. One is definitely, again, more worldly and more experienced in a lot of ways, but it's just more so the preference from the other individual who's less experienced. All the meanwhile, it just, you could have a big age difference in this connection. All right. But it's up to you. All right. It feels like if you were drawn to this reading, it's up to you to move forward with this individual, or to how you're sort of going to proceed with them, right? You may feel, it doesn't feel like one person's in charge of the connection per se, but it feels like if you were drawn to this reading, the ball's in your court in a lot of ways. Or you could feel like both of you feel that way. Very strong but kind souls is how this is coming through. Meant to sort of link up and come together in a very spiritually connected way, a very guided connection once again, just to help each other, just to, I'm hearing settle down together. Wow. And it's a connection where if you believe in each other and the possibilities in the way things are meant to proceed in a healthy manner, it's going to be successful. There is a huge focus throughout this connection on manifesting with this if you believe card. Coming through is very much a magician energy. You guys both are magnificent in your individual powers. I feel like one manifests more than the other one, but at the same, but then that person might be more successful than you, or than the other individual. Either way, it's a reminder to watch your thoughts, to tread carefully when it comes to them, because you will manifest that as an outcome. And there's a potential for so much abundance between the two of you. An attachment that you just feel is healthy again. It's just right. It doesn't feel like you have to force it, but also just feels like it's very present in all your situations, however that comes to be. But there's a lot you need to weigh out in your mind, it feels like. A lot of decisions to make. You'll be making a lot of decisions together. It'll feel like a huge focus on teamwork in the midst of this connection. This came out on one of the other piles as well. You won't feel like you have to do everything alone anymore. You one person will remind the other one, you got me. All right, we're a team now. I'm a shoulder to lean on, to cry on, to decide with, right? We don't have to sort of decide alone anymore. And I feel like that'll come to be very early on in the connection. But it's interesting because we have the Seven of Cups. You'll have a lot of options to choose together, right? A lot of choices to make. But this is now coming through as one person having so many choices when it comes to love and romance, or even people to hook up with when this comes to be. Maybe even in the midst of it, you might find that you sort of are very disconnected at certain points in the beginning of the connection, and then it just, like the snap of your fingers, you guys are connected, attached for good. You know, just feeling like it's meant to be in a lot of ways. And with the Two of Pentacles, it just feels like both of you kind of have to go through a bit of a juggling act with sort of completing tasks, fulfilling obligations, managing your work and your business for some of you with your relationship. But it feeling sort of effortless for both of you because it's just meant to be, or maybe getting assistance from spirit. There's a level of secrecy, okay? And the reason this is coming out is because you are being pushed to remember that not everything needs to come out onto the table right off the bat. One wanting to talk about the past more than the other, or you just being pushed to sort of have patience when you feel like the other individual is keeping things from you at times, right? One person not being as experienced when it comes to dating, or just not having an immense amount of trust for other individuals in general, given all they've been put through and how they've been treated in the past. It just feels like a level of blockage is going to be released. You're going to see this sort of these blockages that have been keeping you from this blossom of abundance for mainly one of you just released. Wow. You're just going to find that they are kind of like a lucky charm for you, or just when they enter your life, things start to fall into place much smoother, much easier. A business will progress quicker because they're in your life. I don't know how that will come to be, but it just will, right? You'll find that you'll have many options in the midst of this connection either way. People still wanting to get with you and tempt you in the midst of you dating them, but you'll find it sort of easy to decline because you just know that you guys are meant to be, because they fulfill you and make you so damn happy. And you don't want to risk sort of this future not coming to be. I feel like one of you is so spiritually connected that you see the future and it just being so damn bright. Wow, an odd sort of balance, weird occurrences in this connection as well, due to the connection to spirit and the universe. This just flew onto the plug on the wall that was plugged in. So interesting if you were to see that. Other people not really believing or fully trusting what you're saying when it comes to the spiritual activity that takes place between the two of you, but damn, it does take place. And they'll sort of, it's one of those situations where other things that take place in your life that feel very unrealistic at times, but are because of your spiritual connection, they will believe you right off the bat. And it's just like, damn, you're my person, With the Queen of Cups, it feels like one of you is very, very emotional. Okay, both of you are very in touch with your emotions, and it becomes very easy to talk to each other about your emotions, to wear your heart on your sleeve, to sort of sort through things together, and all the meanwhile being pushed to sort of charge after your goals and your dreams together. You'll find that you motivate each other to in a balanced, healing way, to go after what you deserve. You might be gifted an opportunity to dedicate yourself to something that makes you feel more fulfilled or that helps people. I feel like both of you just like to help other individuals, two very kind, beautiful souls coming together. And I feel like you're very, very attractive and you make each other glow. Even though there's this level of one, if not both of you, are very depleted, putting certain habits to rest all the meanwhile. It just feels like they won't stop fighting for you, working to help you out or just to benefit your lifestyle together, even when they're depleted. And so, out of respect for their well-being, reminding them to rest and relax when the time comes. And it's just feeling, once again, like you have that sort of balance where when one needs a reminder, you're there. When the other one needs a reminder, they're, you know what I mean? You just are meant to connect to each other. But don't feel bad for working a lot in the connection, or for sort of at times expecting the worst, because you've been treated sort of badly in the past, I feel like, for a lot of you. And it's a connection where, again, a lot of decisions, a lot of options to choose from, together. But you needing to release, for some of you, those other options to move forward with this individual because they're meant for you and only you. And at the end of the day, you'll be releasing old habits, potentially old situations, to move to a better location with them for some of you, or just um, to live a better life with them in a lot of ways. I feel like I repeated myself, but I'm so giddy right now. We're going to pull a Kipper card for two. Occupation, a huge focus on your occupation, or theirs, or both of yours, and being very supportive when it comes to that. What else? What else do we have for pile four? Main female and concern. Okay, so I feel like one of you is a big overthinker and there will be a level of concern, but 33, there's a level of luck on your side. 33, 34 might feel like at times you're taking a step back, or you just need to take things step by step with them, while the feminine in this connection is going to be treated like a queen, like a princess, however you want to word it. I'm thinking of the what is it, the main lady card in here, or just privileged woman. You guys are going to end up buying a house together. I can just tell you that right off the bat. It's going to be so satisfying. Some of you, two houses. Okay. I mean, get it. That is quite a lifestyle. I mean, since you're going to be traveling a lot. What else do we have to wrap this up? What else do we have? There's a big focus on the afterlife as well for a lot of reasons. Look at that. Main male, main female coming together to succeed and love each other endlessly. Absolutely amazing. So I hope this reading was truly helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I will see you next time. Best of luck with this connection. Bye, pile number 4.